Hello, Hillsdale and everybody. I am at the Adams Township Hall where we have the state police executing a search warrant for the voting machine.
Thankfully, it's not raining too hard.
Hey, Mark, who's going to be allowed in that building with you?
Mr. Township Supervisor.
Okay.
They have these things.
So I'd like to, it's not necessary if you don't want to, but I'd like to invite you in with us. As we do this.
I would like.
Okay. You will be the only one inside as we're searching. Okay. You ready?
Can you tell us
I
who
believe
signed
so.
that warrant?
Yeah.
A judge in Hillsdale County.
Which one?
Mark, can you tell us who signed it?
Megan Stiverson.
Okay, thank you.
That's great. There you go, Hillsdale County, Megan Stiverson, proving her unconstitutional abilities.
Maybe step up here so we don't get this all wet.
Okay, so I have a question. The whole reason that the clerk didn't want to give that up is because then the records would be in somebody else's possession. And if she doesn't have a copy of those records, how do we know that she can't be held accountable? I want you to know that Nuremberg, that's real. We got all the Supreme Court cases. It's a complete violation. And if you do work under the governor's order, and you are following the Constitution, this could easily turn into China. And I hope you know that they're not very nice to dogs or children in China. I hope that you guys thought about this real seriously before you showed up here. And
I
what
am
you're
the
doing is
advocate.
actually right. It's not right. It's not right. Governor Whitmore, you should be investigating her for the senior citizens' homes, don't you think? The murders there? Or is that just going to be swept under the rug under somebody else's responsibility? This is complete and utter chaos. This is our own government, our own state troopers from the state of Michigan, North Adams Township, Township Hall. Court doesn't want to give up for tabulator because she's scared what they're going to do to it.
So as you can
Okay.
see, that's literally the only thing we're looking for.
Okay, so has Stephanie seen this?
No. After we step inside, I will text her
Okay,
this.
okay. Maybe I should get up my phone so I can communicate directly with her too.
Sure.
Excuse me, can I get your trooper's name and badge number?
Give me just a
before you
second.
enter?
Trooper Bacon 1813. Draft case 1340. Detective Sergeant Barkley, badge 222.
Thank you.
No amount of money can stop the military from doing their job. The military overrides all of us. We're not even in a constitution right now. Federal Reserve is complete violation. So, unjustified.
As I said, you'll be the only one allowed inside with us while we're doing this.
Did you guys get that?
Yep.
I'm the only one they're saying can go in.
Even
Rex,
though
you
it's
couldn't go with the computer.
Used to be that one, but
don't get above me. Are you getting anything, Tim? Here, come over here. I can go down. You can go above me. Right there. You gotta put your hand over it though. Jay, there's a warrant for the voting machine that our township clerk has been trying to withhold because she is concerned that there is some stuff on the computer that she doesn't want out of her possession. There is a cell card on that.
Mark's truck alarm going off.
And there's a modem, so how do we know our elections are secure when there's a cell card and a modem hooked up to a computer? So Stephanie has done her constitutional duty and tried to withhold that to find out specifics. So the state of Michigan now has a warrant, and she's supposedly going to be charged with a misdemeanor. Here comes Mark.
Kind of crazy they won't leave the door open for us to at least hear what they're saying.
I know. At least they're not blocking our view.
I believe that's her office over there.
The gentleman in the brown jacket and the cowboy hat is the township supervisor, Mark Nichols. I don't know who the gentleman, do you know the guy in the suit coat?
He's the detective. He gave me his name on the recording earlier.
He's the detective, and we have 2 state troopers here. Hillsdale Truth and Transparency is doing another video. He's been here today, and he got the officers' names and badge numbers and the detective's name. I got 3, you got 6. Oh, I got 4.
Oh, I
You
got
got 5.
Mark needs to be recording the audio inside.
Oh my, yeah, I know. We should have talked about that.
He's too scared.
I got 5, you got 4 now.
Now I'm down to 3. You're stealing them.
I thought if it's okay, I would download your previous ones and put them on my YouTube.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll credit you.
I don't need the credit. Heck, I was just glad I could get over here.
I know. I had a heck of a time working. I can't believe. Oh, Megan is.
Yeah. I can't believe that Megan had the authority to sign that one.
I know. I thought it would be Neil Brady.
I would have thought that would have had to have come from Lisney, circuit court judge on the county level, but I guess if you're a judge, you're a judge.
I think they can. Now we're even. I think any judge can sign warrants.
tough job. Somebody's got to do it.
Yes. Nah, you're up now.
This just goes to show you only 7 people in the county plus us here.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Oh, 5. Look at that. I'm jumping.
I'm down to 2. They're switching back and forth. Let's share this out, guys. Share, share, share. Get the info out there.
Our state troopers aren't doing their job. They're protecting the government that we accuse of having stolen our election. We've got a murdering governor, and the state troopers are in here harassing us because they want more money. They wonder why they always get defunded.
I expect no less from a state trooper who's employed by our governor.
Yep. She's their boss.
She thinks she is.
She
Probably
tech.
stole it too, the way she killed our seniors. I don't know how you can consider yourself a boss when you're a murderer.
What do we?
At least they don't have masks on.
Right? I'm surprised.
I know, and they're inside. Good for them.
They must not have got that
Memo.
memo
Yep.
that they needed to wear it. They're vaccinated.
Explains why they work for her.
Why this guy wants to keep blocking my view?
It's a little chilly out here.
Joe, we're videotaping through a door. They've locked us out, only allowing Mark Nichols, the detective, and the troopers inside. That's why there's no audio. Right now, we're not really sure what is transpiring. According to that detective, they had all their information, and he's been on the phone quite a bit and had his back to us quite a bit. So at this point, I haven't even entered an office to do any investigating yet. For those of you that don't know what we're doing, the township clerk has refused to turn over the tabulation machine. It is her direct job description to maintain the records for 22 months. There's a reason that they want these machines, and we don't know why.
And she's tried to get some answers and hasn't been able to get some answers.
Yes, she has definitely asked a lot of questions. With no election integrity, the integrity lies within these local townships to keep everything safe. So now that they've executed this warrant, they're obviously going to be able to steal this piece of equipment and do what they need to do. So if anything happens from this day on this machine, Stephanie should not be held liable for anything, because it will actually have left her physical custody now and went into the government's hands, which we're all real sure how that's going to play out. So just to bring you up to speed on what we're doing here, Megan Stiverson is the issuing judge on the warrant. Unfortunately, our judges are said to not be party select, so she's supposed to be middle of the road, which I don't know either way yet. I'm guessing if signing this warrant, probably not. The two troopers that are here, unfortunately, are employed by our governor, who we all know is corrupt and wrong, so we can't really fault these guys. They are actually doing their job for who they are hired for. The Michigan State Police are not here to protect the people. They're here to protect our government. These young guys, I don't think there's 40 years between the two of them, if you ask me, but I might be wrong. It's just unfortunate they really don't know what they're doing, but they are doing their job. They've all been very cordial. They all did keep us up to speed all the way. We knew what was going to happen. We knew what the events would be when they did get the warrant. It's been executed every way they've said so far.
They don't look very happy, honestly.
In prior conversation with both of them, neither one of them want to be here. Neither one of them want to be involved in this. They are in understanding that their names are going to be run through the mud. They both made that comment to me earlier. I wish I'd had my camera on. But again, like I said, they are state troopers. They are hired by the governor. So.
And my friend Tim, who runs Hillsdale Truth and Transparency, is doing the commentary for us to keep everybody up to speed. Wow. That's because Joe and everybody share yours.
I know it's getting to be a boring video. We haven't had much movement yet. We're just we're waiting right along with everybody. I myself, I've been here approximately 2.5 hours now, I believe. It's been a long process just to get to this point.
I want to stay live so we document the whole thing. And I'm guessing that's what Tim's going to do too.
Yes. There will be an onslaught of questions. I don't know how many they will answer when they come out of this building. I do want answers as to who's going to get control of this machine. It appears they're getting ready to try to make entry into the office. I'm going to switch views, see if I can get into the window.
Here. Oh, yeah. I'll switch after the door goes open and they go in.
So we gained access to the office. The clerk. Stephanie has admitted to all of us that once they obtained the warrant, she would turn the tabulator over. She is not present. I have reached out to her. She is refusing any comment due to the fact of her having an attorney involved and the fact that she's facing charges criminally against this.
These are the real criminals right here. Justifying stealing equipment, no way to monitor it, no way to protect yourself. It should be illegal in itself.
Sorry about the reflection, guys. Not much we can. I wonder what that is over there. In the bag.
I do apologize for the reflection. Like Penny said, we're
try.
doing the best we can to get the best angles possible. They're not making it easy on us by any means. Not real sure what it would have hurt to allow us to stand in that hallway, but...
And this is a public building paid by taxpayer dollars. It's not a crime scene. Well, where you have to worry about walking over evidence and stuff, crime scene.
Right. From what I understand, they're only looking for one small component of this machine.
I think it's called the tablet part of the machine, if that's what they were talking about the other night. I wonder where he is. I'm gonna gonna go look through the door and see where he's gone. We got a trooper guarding the front door here.
There is conversation going on. I wish Mark would have had his phone on so we could be getting this audio from the inside. I think there may be a little intimidation there, so he hasn't done that. I will definitely be interviewing Mark to find out what was talked about that we couldn't hear at the conclusion of this somewhat illegal search and seizure of this piece of equipment.
Guy must be in another office or downstairs, or I think there's a basement to this place.
There is a basement.
Oh boy, I'm up to 4 now. Oops.
You'll also be able to tune in to Fox 47. They have a reporter here on site as well.
Photos, I think.
I'm not too fond of the fact that Mark's letting that detective all over this building without
Go in.
Somebody
Following
going
him.
with them? Yeah.
Maybe he was told to stay there. We don't know. Thanks, Kelly.
Again, for those of you that are just joining, we're doing everything we can. I know there's no audio other than Penny and I and occasionally Carla out here. They've locked us out of the building. The state police have secured the building with only allowing Mark, the township supervisor, inside. It wasn't a secret to us. We knew it was going to happen. They actually had a meeting with us prior to the warrant being delivered that this was going to take place this way.
And you can check out Hillsdale Truth and Transparency for the earlier videos before I could get here.
I doubt they've got that other hallway door open, or we could get a picture through the front window.
I'll walk around and look through the front door, see if we're getting
Yeah.
anything. I'm gonna go around and go through the front and to the front and see if gonna go around and see if there's anything else in any of the.
I'm not really sure what
I think Mark might. Nah, that door's closed, so I'll go back around. I'm not sure Mark knows how to record on his phone. And I don't know, Kelly. We'll ask him when he comes out. Nope, that door's closed. What's that?
Secretary of State, and this is to the point we're
Does
at
he
now.
have anything?
We have not seen him take anything yet.
Looks like he's waiting for somebody. Why is he looking at his watch?
I don't know if he's waiting for Stephanie to respond to something. With a warrant, you would think they would just
They're looking at something.
start looking.
Sorry guys, we're trying to look through a screen and with a reflection and
trying to block it there. There we go. My guess would be he's waiting for Stephanie to tell him where it's at, possibly. Again, she did say she would turn it over if a warrant was issued. We have not seen her here. We've got no comment from her due to her having an attorney to help her fight this. Again, I'll tell everybody we're jumping people watching pretty good, so we're getting new people on. Sorry for being a broken record here, but Stephanie's job in her position over here in Adams Township is to secure the records in this tabulation machine for 22 months. There's no guarantee. She's asked several times how she's going to maintain the security of the records in this machine if it leaves her presence or her hands, I guess, so to say. Nobody can answer that. She has chosen to do what she needs to do to protect it, and this is where we're at.
And the reason this is all an issue is because she had some concerns, some legitimate concerns that she couldn't get answers with, and once this machine's out of her hands, she has lost custody of something she's responsible for 22 months.
And with 80 million people in the United States questioning the integrity of the election, this is what happens when you have people that stand up for the integrity of the election.
They get threatened.
We get threatened. You know, people call us Trumpers. People call us this. People call us that.
Yeah.
Folks, it's not about any of that.
It's about our constitutional oath to this country, to the people, to the citizens, to the future.
That's exactly what this is. And people need to start understanding that there's a...
I'm going to go see where he's going.
There's a way to do this the right way. This is actually being done the right way. Many of you may not agree. When we elect these people, they work for us. They don't work for the government. We as Americans need to understand that. We need to get back on track with this. I'm looking at 57 people that are watching this live on mine, 59.
I'm in Facebook jail.
60 people.
As usual.
You know, we're gaining. 60 of us could make a big difference here. 100 of us could make a big difference here. 200 could make a huge difference here.
Please keep sharing, share. Get this out there.
And don't believe the fake news on everything that they tell you. Use your own brain. Investigate it yourself. Look for the truth. Search for the truth. We've become so complacent with the easy way out. Somebody else can do it. That this is the outcome. This is the last free country. What does that mean? It means that we're the only ones that can operate freely.
And Stephanie's just asking some questions, trying to find some answers about the election integrity. How wrong is that? And then look what happens. We have a search warrant to take a piece of equipment that she's responsible for. She's upholding her oath of office. Very few people truly take their oath of office seriously anymore. I mean, it's a day-to-day thing. It's become an everyday thing. Why do they even take an oath of office? I don't get that, because very few people uphold it.
It's a struggle and battle. You've got to be ready for all the negativity that comes with this, and it's a lot.
You don't think, look at what's going on here. Stephanie is threatened with charges because she's taking her oath of office seriously.
That's correct. That's obvious. That's honestly correct. We as people need to start holding accountable more of these local officials. I'll tell you all right now, all 56 of you.
What?
You know, what's happening in Washington, D.C. and all that doesn't affect our everyday life like you think it does. We need to start paying more attention to these local buildings, these local meetings, these local officials that we put in office that we rub elbows with every single day and hold them accountable. Mark Nichols, the supervisor standing there, I'll tell you, him and I have had our beef. Believe me, we have.
Me too.
But let me tell you one thing. That man holds true to his oath of office probably better than most in this community.
I agree 100%.
We need to start supporting that. You know, our local meetings. Look it up. Find out when your local township meeting is. Be involved.
Just go.
If you show up to one meeting, you're going to find out there's 3 people sitting there and 2 of them are probably going to sleep halfway through it. Nobody's involved, but yet everybody complains. Penny and I, we work our asses off to get to these meetings and show this stuff live. Damn it.
Yep, we do. It's a full-time job. Going to meetings, keeping up on things. And neither Tim nor I get paid for this. This is all free. On our own time.
Sorry about that hiccup, but this is all of our free time is spent trying to bring everybody up to speed and be involved. And I know that not everybody can be involved. Believe me, I do.
Once this country is shut down completely, nobody can ever have another chance. Let's get that straight.
That's true.
The time has come for people to stand up, wake up, and do something about what's going on
Do
here.
something.
It's our constitutional oath. to
It's
make
our
sure.
duty.
Yeah, and so what kind of duty are we going to have and how? Let me ask you that.
I'm
Where
not
the whole
going.
world's covered in cancer.
I'm not going to hell. I know that.
No, because we're out here doing something. We have the info, but the people who took the vaccines and the genocide, they don't know anything.
Well, just because I'm not getting into that.
That's a whole nother video.
Yeah.
But if you do notice, these 3 are not wearing masks. Let's be very aware of that. These 3 state officials are not masked up,
And they're inside.
and they're inside that building within 6 feet. They've definitely not social distanced this entire time. So
Well, our governor went to Washington and went to a party and didn't have a mask on in a city that had a mandate for mask.
yeah,
Come
but
on.
she's above the law.
Right. Rules for thee, but not for me.
I guess I'm curious what we're waiting on.
I know. I don't know.
At least they're not using their search warrant to ramshack the whole office,
Right, I
but
know.
I'm sure it's coming soon.
Hopefully my battery lasts.
Mine too. Maybe we could convince him to open the window so we could hear.
Text Mark, open the window.
Open the window, it's cold out here. I know we're joking around and stuff, but it's definitely been a long day, and we're standing out here watching the same thing you guys are, trying to make the best of what we can figure out.
In the wind and cold and damp
At
and
least we're under this overhang.
yeah.
So.
We're just waiting and seeing. We weren't allowed in there. For those of you that are just tuning in, we're at Adams Township Hall, where there's a search warrant to take control of the voting machine in Adams Township. That's Stephanie Scott, the township clerk, had some questions about the integrity of the election, and she is responsible for the information that's on the computer for 22 months. And this is going to get out of her possession, so she is not able to uphold her duties because that information that potentially could be on there is going to be out of her possession. She's raised a lot of concerns with the state, tried to find some answers. I have done many videos, recorded the meetings where she brought up the issues, and I mean, we all have questions about the 2020 election, and I've had questions about elections before that. I honestly think John James was robbed last, what was it, couple elections ago. I don't remember the year. I went to bed at night and he was ahead, and then boom, he lost big time. So
To Gary Peters, the guy that wants to allow us to have the IRS in our bank accounts.
yeah, elections, there's an election issue, and Stephanie Scott is actually taking her oath of office seriously and taking a stand. And the least we can do is to be here and document the tyranny that is happening in this country and our state by our governor and our Secretary of State's office. Now we got another piece of paper.
Another piece of paper being handed in. Trust me, folks, as soon as I can get access to Mark Nichols, we will have images of all of the paperwork that is transferring back and forth. Heather, if you're still with us on here, this is basically the state police have issued a search warrant to get the tabulation machine out of Adams Township. Stephanie Scott is refusing to turn it over, and this is where we're at.
Yeah, I saw that. Got somebody else coming up. I don't know who
That's
it
Pat
is.
Williams.
Oh,
She won't do nothing about nothing.
no. She's not going to be able to go in, I don't think.
Plus, she's got the machine.
Oh, I bet she wouldn't hold it and keep it.
I can't imagine.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the best view. The reflection is hard to... Oh. Oops, sorry. Wonder if they'll let her in.
Well, here comes another member of Adams Township's board.
Hi, Patricia. Do you have a key to, not your office, but the specific inside Stephanie's? Okay, you do have that key. Okay.
I tell you.
Okay. Go ahead and step inside your phone.
There's an interesting chain of events.
Okay.
The treasurer
Yeah.
has a key to a lockbox in the secretary's office, which we just overheard. So for any of you that know, that's Pat Williams. She's the treasurer. Would be apparent that this is where they suspect the machine is hidden in one of these cabinets. Corey Murray, Hillsdale Daily News, just showing up. For anybody that followed this story too, this has already broke nationally with the fact that they told Stephanie she was not allowed to be a part of this next election over here in Adams Township. And also kind of throw some red flags if you're in a position like us of questioning any integrity whatsoever.
And you can see the videos of the meetings. Are you
Yeah,
offline?
it keeps booting me off.
You can see the videos of the two previous meetings on PS Political News on Facebook and Penny Swan Political News on YouTube. Both those videos were uploaded in its entirety.
Sorry guys, I have horrible service out here.
There are many citizens that have been at these meetings that have concerns and appreciate Stephanie's taking a stand.
I'm not sure. Looks like he's getting a little irritated for some reason. Apparently, it's not going as smooth as this detective would like. Again, I apologize for this.
If
view.
I stand on this side of my phone, it actually does better. Yeah, we're really trying to block any reflection, trying to look through this window, but because they won't let us in. We got Pat Williams over there. Oh,
Sorry. Enjoy the ride there.
it really is kind of gymnastics here, trying to keep a reflection.
If you guys have no appreciation for any of this, just appreciate how hard we're trying to get this view.
Thanks, Kelly. Kelly's like, we could see just fine.
It's a pain.
Yeah. Need a hot tub when we're done here.
Almost have to question if they even know what they're looking for.
I know. Because if it was just like a iPad thing, you wouldn't think they'd have to rifle through much. It would be pretty obvious.
My understanding is it's a tablet, so I don't
Right.
know.
There was a tablet by looking at the...
Matthew, the Secretary of State has sent down this investigator and these state troopers to recover the tabulation tablet out of Adams Township. The secretary here is refusing to turn it over. As in her job description, she needs to maintain 22 months of records. There's nobody would guarantee her how to.
there they got
There
something.
they got it. There it is. Nobody would guarantee her the ability of safety of the records, and she hasn't turned it in. Now they've executed a search warrant, and there it goes. John Rutan, we all called the sheriff. We all checked with the sheriff. Justin Mayhew, we all called the sheriff, left multiple messages. He did finally return a call to Carla a little bit ago, explaining that he tried to give Stephanie the ability to turn this in a couple of times. She didn't do it. She refused, and she's facing a misdemeanor, I guess, prosecution at this point, right? So that was the word we got. Constitutional sheriff, as we all know, would have been out here not allowing this to happen. I'm going to have an interview with the sheriff on why he allowed this to happen later on as soon as I can get that set up. So stand by for that.
Looking forward to that one.
I will tell you that they have found the tabulator. It's sitting right there on the desk.
I think he's doing that on purpose.
There's Pat Williams, guys, who she was more than happy to let him into the file cabinet. And why does the treasurer have keys to the secretary's file cabinet? Adams Township residents, I would be at the next meeting demanding answers to this. Believe me, I'll be here with you.
They say they wanted to know if it was manipulated. That obviously has not been manipulated. If
No.
they wanted to-
Sorry, guys. We have a very poor signal out here.
For all of you just tuning in,
And we got Corey Murray there, and Fox. There's Corey. Hey, Corey.
Hi, Patty. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Just standing back here with the media guys.
Yeah. The real pain media.
Yeah, I was about to say page.
So again,
Mark. At least he gets a company car.
down here working for our government.
All right. Let me see if I can get back in there and get a signal. I have to step away from the building once in a while to get my signal back up.
Yeah, it's been that way spotty off and on.
And then I have to find my position again so I don't have any reflection.
One thing I haven't seen happen yet is any photos taken of it in this office. Hasn't been a very good procedural policy of taking that machine. I mean, he's not worried about fingerprints. Look at what's all over it. Their procedure for removing this so-called evidence is very loose. Hell, anybody can watch TV and they do a better job conserving evidence than they have done here if they're really concerned of this situation. Again, we know this is nothing more than a rat chase. Somebody didn't follow a procedure they wanted us to follow or a guideline that a Democrat wanted us to follow, and bam, here we are with state police. I don't know what more we can do. People, we got to get involved.
We need to vote in really proven constitutional people, not people that just do talking and then get into office and don't do what they say either. At least that's my opinion.
That's the truth. I mean, I'm looking at 59 people following this right now. I can tell you I've never seen 48 people at a meeting, at a township meeting, city meeting. You know, this is where it starts, people.
I've been going to city meetings for 10 years speaking my piece.
I'm not telling everybody you need to be as involved as some of us are, but this is what's really happening in this world, and everybody sits back on their recliner and watches the local news, and this is the other side of the story here, okay?
This is what happens when apathy, and you trust your elected officials to do right by you.
It appears they're going to come out. I don't know if they're going to answer anything or say anything. They've been very loose-lipped about a lot of stuff. They have not ignored any questions, but they haven't given any information either. So,
Oh, goody, now we're going in there. Okay, let's go see what we got in here.
Todd, what's happening is the state police initiated a search warrant at Adams Township Hall to retrieve that white box you see in that detective hand. That's the tabulator tablet.
And they're making a copy of something here.
The secretary at Adams Township has refused to turn that over to the government. In fact, she has to maintain records for 22 months. Now there is no proof or ability for her to know that there's anything that will be untampered with inside this machine. With the election integrity being questioned the way it is with 80 million people in this country, this is just another step in the way, you know, for them to gain access inside these machines. We don't know why. This isn't a conspiracy or theory issue. This is prove to us election integrity and we'll believe you. Sir, who's going to gain control of that unit now? Okay, as you can see, these state troopers refuse to answer that because they're under direct order of our local government, who they are directly notified. Sure, you can answer who's going to regain that. Why is that a question you won't answer?
And there you have it. They've got it. And they're gone without answering any questions whatsoever.
Election integrity is the one thing 80 million people in this country want, and there's proof we aren't going to get it.
And we pay their salaries. Now I think we can go in. We can go in.
Yeah, I doubt we'll have any service in there, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if you got your office open, that's great.
Actually,
Mark.
if we walk in, we're not going to.
Come in now.
I don't know if we're going to have service.
Yeah, we don't have
That's
service out here.
How are you?
What, kind of give us an update on all the conversation that happened. We've got about 70 followers that followed this whole thing.
Well, we were primarily waiting for Stephanie to come with the key until Pat showed up. And there really wasn't a whole lot of conversation. We were just waiting. What conversation we had was a little bit of just chit-chat.
Okay, did they tell you where the
Not
tabulator
pertinent
was
at
going
all.
next?
Yes, thank you for that question. They are taking it into the into the police, thank you, Pat.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. They're taking it into the police station.
To the state
and-
police?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it appears to be sealed, and they will document things, and just sounded like running it through a normal process. At that point, he would reach out to see what needs done next, I expect. So many words.
So it didn't look tampered with,
It does not.
and that's what
Not
they
to
were
my
here
knowledge.
for. Did they say how long they're gonna have it?
Nope,
Or
it did not.
did you sign it off so she's no longer responsible from here on out?
You know, I don't know where that would stand as far as I know, the way the Secretary of State thinks. The election is still in the hands of the county clerk. Whether that is legal or not is another thing.
Did you have to sign any paperwork that's stating that they
Took it out of your
took it out of your, yeah.
No, I
exactly.
didn't. Actually, what we have is a search warrant, and we have a receipt for what they took and the
Okay.
trooper's card.
So you did get a receipt for it?
They'll receive it,
Okay.
yes.
Did they say anything else on where everything else goes from here?
Just back to the police station.
Did
They say this
Stephanie-
is part of a criminal investigation, or?
Yes, I believe that's proper terminology they used.
did
That
they,
would be
did
Corey
she say
Murray
the
from the
job?
Hillsdale Daily News.
Mark, would you have a-
Finish that question.
Uh-huh.
If she were guilty of something, everything they've indicated so far would be a misdemeanor.
Mark, would you have a problem with us screenshotting that warrant so we can show everybody in the county?
I would think it should be public information. Would that be correct, Corey, as far as you know?
It is public information.
Folks, there you have the actual signed warrant
By Megan
by
Stiverson.
Megan Stiverson. Let me get out of the way here. We'll have screenshots of that up later.
Yep, we'll have a better picture of that later.
So what were your thoughts on them coming in here today and what just happened, Mark?
After consulting our township attorney, and it is my belief that he consulted with a fellow attorney, not in his firm, a friend, I take it, and I understood him to say that their consensus was they do not find the authority in the law for the Secretary of State or the county clerk to do what they did.
And that's the opinion of the township attorney,
Yes.
who is,
Jim Fink?
I think,
Because if there was election fraud and it was on that tabulator, we're never gonna find the information now.
That's unknown at this time. If they do nothing with it but hold it, we don't know. It's out of the hands of the person designated by law to be responsible. But I think in a lawful manner, as far as I know. You know, if there's a search warrant, what do you do?
Mark, as a supervisor, with Stephanie taking a stand with her position as the secretary, how do you stand with everything that happened here? I mean, I know a lot of us know your opinion, but let's put it out there. You know, are you in supportive of what she's done here and knowing that she was doing what her job basically entails
I
her
don't
to do?
have reason to believe other than what she felt she was following the law. She is the one that's responsible for elections. Supervisor, I'm kind of like this, chief contact, but I have nothing much to do with elections. About the only thing I have to do with elections is sign as a participant of the accuracy test, which is at a township level, the public accuracy test.
Which they did,
No,
yeah,
the
Wednesday
27th,
night.
Yes, and that's online at Penny's site.
And that was done on a county machine, not our local
That's
machine.
correct.
Right.
At that point in time, the county had come in and taken election equipment, election material, and but they did not have everything that it takes because of Stephanie safeguarding information that she feels federally is to be retained for 22 months.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
Stephanie's not only responsible, she's responsible federally
Yes.
for this information.
Yes. So if there have been wrongdoings here, it's potential they've committed federal crime.
And she's responsible for information on that machine.
Well, that's her question or understanding, you know. And again, as I was sharing with Fox 47 earlier, but not on the record, the law, it seems, too often is written ambiguously. And in that case, it lets entities like the Secretary of State act as they interpret. And then how is that remedied? You might get an Attorney General's opinion, you might get a court decision. There may be other ways I'm not aware of, but to me, it's wrong that laws should be written ambiguously. They should be clear, they should be understandable, and they should not be as voluminous as what we have.
Right. Yep, I agree.
One last question for you, Mark. In your opinion, if somebody in this government today would just prove a little bit of election integrity, do you think this would have been a situation in Adams Township?
It's a question I might have to mull a little bit. I'm horribly disappointed at the lack of public knowledge and participation in things. That is a major, major problem of the things that are wrong in America. And now at this given point of time, we're hearing reports of people that are standing up and asking questions, of them being criminalized and arresting for doing so. So if we're to save America, the people really have to wake up.
Amen.
Exactly. Thank you.
I got a question for you. What did the state police seize when they were inside?
It was the computer portion, to my understanding, the computer portion of the overall tabulator, but it's the part that actually does the counting that might possibly contain any information. It's claimed it's not. That seems to be kind of up in the air, depending on who you
Did they
listen
ask
to.
for Stephanie to be here when they got here?
She was en route. She was at work. She works a full-time job. And the treasurer stopped in and had a key to the file, and we have the warrant, so we turned over what the warrant said.
Was there a millage about to be passed?
There's election upcoming, North Adams School District. It is a renewal of the operating millage. I believe it's 18 mills. So yes, November 2nd, there is an election to be held here.
Is it true that the last two millages that they brought failed? One minutely, one horribly.
The
And now
percentage, yes, the first time it was pretty close, the second time there was a pretty good margin of failure. But that was not an operating millage, that was a different millage.
Okay.
They were asking for improvements and repairs and that sort of thing.
So what are the next steps for you and for the township?
That's a good question. We are consulting attorneys, and the clerk is probably the one that's really in the hot seat here. But we have attorneys ready, and we love our country. We believe in law and order. I'm not sure if law and order has been done here properly.
And now Stephanie will remain on as clerk, though.
She is the clerk. She has only been removed by the Secretary of State for election duties. Anything to have to do with voting is off limits for her if they are correct at this given point in time.
Does the Secretary of State have that power to do so?
That's questionable. Again, our attorney did not find it in the law, was the report. And again, I would suggest that laws are written ambiguously and perchance for a reason.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate your time, Mark.
All right, guys, there you have it, the whole story. Tyranny in Adams Township. There's a question whether the
third trimester.
Secretary of State has the power legally to do what they're doing. So the story will continue. Have a great Friday, everybody. And if anything else comes up,